What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our ACC football channel. It is time for our Week 1 Power Rankings as we look ahead to the college football season kicking off. Really, it already kicked off last week with Week 0, but everyone else is going to be playing this week. The only ACC team to play in Week 0 was Miami, of course, and we'll see how they wind up in these rankings. And this is what we're going to do on our conference channels each week, normally on Mondays. This week and probably next week because there's a Labor Day game. These might be on Tuesdays, but normally these will be on Mondays, and we will update our power rankings each week. And this is just how good I think the teams are, or at this point, how good the teams are going to be. I think Louisville is the worst team in the ACC. I don't think they're going to be awful, but there are teams in the ACC that I think that were at the bottom last year that might be a little bit better this year, and I think they just get left behind a little bit. You look at all the losses that they had, all the transfers. I don't even know how many there were. There was tons of players that transferred out of this program when they made the coaching change. They were horrible defensively last year. I think they improve a little bit this year on that side of the ball because of Scott Satterfield. Offensively, though, there are still some question marks. Juwan Pass was named the starting quarterback. We'll see how he does. But they won't be awful. They're not going to get blown out by every ACC team. I don't want to be clear about that. Georgia Tech, I have at number 13. Question marks because of the coaching change, because they're moving away from the triple option. And look, these kids, the majority of them played in high school, didn't play the triple option in high school. So it's not going to be that big of a deal, but still with a coaching change and things being different, I'm a little hesitant to expect a whole lot from Georgia Tech this year. I think they're borderline a bowl team. I think they might can get to a bowl game. I think, really, I don't really see Louisville getting to a bowl game, but 1 through 13 all the way to Georgia Tech, I think all of these other teams in the ACC have potential to get to a bowl game, including North Carolina. And I think I actually picked them to miss out on a bowl game, but there's potential there. You got Sam Howell, the freshman, named the starting quarterback. How good is he going to be? That's really going to determine how good this team is, because they've got some solid running backs. Defensively, they need to clean some things up. So it's not just him, but if he comes out and he is great, this team's going to go to a bowl game. If he comes out and he's pretty good, I don't know if that's enough. So, again, that's going to be a big story to watch. True freshman quarterback starting for the Tar Heels. They're at number 12. Number 11, I think this surprises some people because most people have Boston College rated a little bit higher. I'm not high on this team this year. I just don't see it happening for them. They're a team that is getting left behind when it comes to offense. They're it's kind of old school, and even Michigan this year now moving more to that spread offense. A.J. Dillon is a great running back, probably a top 5 running back in college football, but they lost a lot on defense, and they really in the past have leaned on that defense. So I think when you take a step back there, this team's not going to be very good this year. They'll be competitive in most of their games because they'll still play solid defense, but offensively, they got a long ways to go, and unless they make some changes, I just don't see Boston College having a great year this year. Pitt is at number 10. A tough team to figure out. You've got Kenny Pickett at quarterback now in his second full season. Remember, a couple of years ago, he had that great game against Miami when they pulled off that upset. Defensively, this team, I think, will be pretty good. They lost their top 2 rushers from last year. It's similar to Boston College. I mean, is the offense going to be innovative enough for them to go out and beat some of the better teams in the ACC? That's the question. I don't think they're going to be awful, but are they going to be great? Probably not, and I think they're just kind of an average team, and that's just what I see out of this Pitt team. Number 9, I have Duke here. One of the best coaches, I think, in college football, David Cutcliffe. He's just done a phenomenal job with the Blue Devils, but Daniel Jones is gone. We'll see what Quentin Harris looks like at quarterback. They lost some other big-time players on defense. They will be able to run the football, I think, especially with a dual threat back there at quarterback now. Can they throw the football? That'll be a question mark. And then defensively, how much do they drop off? This is similar to Pitt. I think Duke will be average this year because they play both Notre Dame and Alabama in the non-conference. It's going to be tough for them to get to a bowl game, but if we're just ranking these teams on how good they are, I think Duke should be at number 9. So now we move into the teams that have a chance to be, I think, a little bit better. NC State at number 8, a team that you just look at the consistency of this program the last several years. They're going to win 7 or 8 games. They're not going to be great, but they have a chance to be pretty good. And there are a lot of question marks, though, offensively. Lost some really good receivers. Lost, of course, Ryan Finley at quarterback. Matt McKay was named the starting quarterback for them. We'll see what he can do defensively. They weren't as good last year as they were a couple of years ago. I still think they're trying to find themselves there. So I think this is an NC State team that has potential to be pretty good, but they're just not going to be great, and I have them at number 8. Number 7 is a team that I think could be a surprise team in the ACC, and that's Wake Forest. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this team finished number 2 in the division behind Clemson. I really think they have a chance to do that. Offensively, I really like what they have coming back. You got 2 options at quarterback now. Jamie Newman was named the starting quarterback over Sam Hartman, but you got options there. They've got some talent at receiver. Running backs, they're not going to run the ball a ton this year, I don't think, but you've got talent on offense. Defensively, yeah, there are some major question marks, but because of that offense, I think this team could be pretty good. Florida State, I have at number 6. More based off of potential, and you know, we watched the Miami game and we saw the offensive line struggles again come back just like last year. And if Florida State's in that same boat, they're going to struggle again offensively. I mean, it's you've got to have good offensive line play in college football. You just have to have it. And if they don't have it, they're going to struggle, and they're going to finish worse than this. But I think with the new offense, Blackman now the guy at quarterback, Cam Akers I think will have a much better year this year. And defensively, they've got some athletes. So I think Florida State bounces back to a certain degree this year. I don't think they challenge Clemson, but I think they're going to be better. I'm hesitant on that pick, but I think they're going to be better. Miami at number 5. Again, offensive line was the big story coming out of that game against Florida. The rest of the team looked pretty good. I mean, they looked pretty solid. There weren't any major issues. Jaron Williams looked solid at quarterback. They got talent around him. But that offensive line has got to get better. They have no chance of winning the Coastal unless that offensive line gets better. And we see this across college football. You need good quarterback play, and you need good offensive line play. If you're going to be successful offensively, you have to have those two things. Miami may have found their quarterback, but they're still looking for that offensive line. At number 4, we have Virginia Tech, a team that did great in our simulations. Remember, they went 11-1, went to the ACC championship. I don't see them doing that good, but I do see potential with this Hokie program. Yeah, a lot of players left, a lot of players transferred, but that might have been a good thing. If you look at some of the problems that those players were maybe causing, now some stuff that has come out, and I won't get into that, but maybe it was a good thing that they got rid of some of those players. Ryan Willis back at quarterback, very underrated quarterback in my opinion. They were very young on defense last year. I think that defense is going to be really good this year. So I think Virginia Tech has a chance to win that Coastal Division, and I've got them ranked ahead of Miami right now just because of the struggles of that Miami offensive line. At number 3, we have Syracuse. A lot of people, I think, believe this is the second best team in the ACC. I'm not convinced they're the third best team in the ACC. I'm really hesitant on this team. I think they're going to be pretty good, but it's very tough because of some of the players that they lost. And how good's Tommy DeVito going to be at quarterback? I still don't think they challenge Clemson, but to me, I want to see this team on the field. It's for whatever reason, I'm having a hard time projecting what this Syracuse team is going to look like. I just need to see them on the field, so I'm gonna have to watch them and see what they look like. But I've got them still at number 3 because I think they could be pretty good this year. But at number 2, we have Virginia. And again, after watching that Miami game, I feel pretty good about my pick for Virginia to win the Coastal Division. Now, I haven't seen them obviously yet, and after I see them, I might change my mind. But I feel pretty solid about this Virginia team. I think they're going to be. Again, we kind of noticed with those first 4 games or first 4 teams that we saw, and I mentioned this in another video. It was a repeat of last year. All 4 teams had a lot of similarities, a lot of problems, a lot of strengths that they had last year. Virginia was really good on defense. I think they're going to be good on offense with Bryce Perkins, a really underrated quarterback. And so I think they're going to go to the ACC championship where they will face our number 1 team, and that's Clemson. And there's really no question here, no doubt about it. You got to put the Tigers at number 1. I don't see how anyone could put another team here. Clemson is the favorite by, I would say this, I have never seen a team favored this much in a conference where it's a sure thing unless they have a major injury. And even if Trevor Lawrence goes down, I think they would still win the ACC this year. But this is clearly the best team in the ACC. I don't think anyone's really even close to them. I think it's going to be another perfect season, regular season that is, and getting back to the college football playoffs, although I didn't pick them to win it this year. But yes, Clemson, number 1. Give me your thoughts on our power rankings down in the comments below. Leave me your power rankings. How would you rank the teams? There's going to be a lot of movement, I think, after week 1, so stay tuned. And again, thank you guys for watching.